American voters hate Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance. There is actually no other way to say that, folks. According to the latest polling data available, J.D. Vance has continued to get even less popular than he was when Donald Trump announced him as his running mate. Now, you'll recall at the time when Donald Trump made the announcement that J.D. Vance was going to be on his presidential ticket with him, Vance immediately became the most unpopular vice presidential candidate on a ticket since the year 1980. So, in the last 44 years, longer than J.D. Vance has even been on this earth, there has never been a vice presidential candidate as unpopular as J.D. Vance. And that was when he was announced. And according to this latest survey, his numbers have somehow gotten even worse since then. His favorability rating went from a -9 net unfavorability, meaning his unfavorability was 9 points higher than his favorability. It's now gone from -9 to -11. So even more people dislike him now. The words they use to describe him in this survey, the statements they agree with, are that he is weird and that he is anti-woman. And this survey also found it's not just that they associate negative words with him, but they no longer associate positive words with him. Now, when he was first announced, people did associate the words young, businessman, and smart with him. He has fallen now in all of those categories. Fewer voters today are willing to say that he is smart than were just 3.5 weeks ago. And let's be honest, J.D. Vance, with his performance so far, has proven he is not smart. I gave him credit at first based on his Ivy League education and said, this guy's not an idiot. I could not have been more wrong. J.D. Vance is painfully stupid, and it hurts me to have to read things that he says because they're just so dumb. But it gets even worse. Of the statements offered, participants were most aware of the childless cat lady comments, with 50% of those surveyed saying they had heard of the remarks and 55% of the 50% saying they were bothered by them. Scoring worse, but less well known, a 2021 interview with Spectrum News in which he defended a Texas abortion law's lack of exceptions for rape and incest by suggesting pregnancies from such circumstances are, quote, inconvenient. 62% of voters said they were bothered by Vance using the word inconvenient to describe pregnancies that stem from rape and incest, with 50% reporting, it bothers me a lot. But J.D. Vance seems to bother people a lot. And honestly, at this point, Donald Trump could not have picked a worse running mate. Like, I don't think there is a single other Republican politician in this country that would have hurt his ticket as much as J.D. Vance does. Even if he had picked Marjorie Taylor Greene, it probably wouldn't even be this bad. Like, Carrie Lake would have been a better running mate for Donald Trump, and she's even hated in her home state of Arizona. She's losing, by the way, to Ruben Gallego by 11 points now. So just, keep that with you because that's pretty awesome. But the bottom line is Trump listened to his idiot sons. They wanted him to pick Vance. He wanted Doug Burgum. He went with his kids. And they killed his campaign. When Trump loses, he is going to blame J.D. Vance. And once he blames J.D. Vance for it, you're going to have a huge portion of that MAGA base that will say, yes, it was Vance. Vance is terrible. We hate him now. Nobody on the left is going to embrace him. Like, we already dislike him. The moderates and independents already dislike him. So if he loses half of the Republican base, then J.D. Vance's young political career is dead. And I do think that there is a high probability that that happens. And some of it will be Donald Trump's fault, but let's be honest, a lot of it is just because J.D. Vance is a deeply unlikable human being. And the voters finally recognize that. Well, folks, we have crossed that 1 million subscriber milestone, but rest assured, we are just getting started here at Ring of Fire. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and make sure to like, share, and comment on the videos.